There's something about Snape that everyone argues about, but there's one thing nobody ever debates. The man was frighteningly good with a wand. Not just using it, inventing things with it. While most Hogwarts students struggle to remember their homework, teenage Snape was busy writing spells that could silence you, suspend you upside down, or slice you open like a ghost with a scalpel. And today, we're going through all of them. Book accurate, no fanfic, just the real spells the Half-Blood Prince left behind, and the story they secretly tell about him. Let's start small and end with the spell that changed the story forever, Langlock. You know how most jinxes shove someone across the room or light their robes on fire? Langlock doesn't bother with theatrics. It goes straight for control. It glues your tongue to the roof of your mouth. No yelling, no incantations, no Expelliarmus, nothing. Just instant quiet. And honestly, it's such a Snape spell. Precise, efficient, a little rude. It doesn't harm your body. It just shuts down your ability to fight back, like a magical shh, but with commitment. And tucked in the margins of that potions book, the Half-Blood Prince treats it like a simple tool. Not cruel, not dramatic, just something useful when you need silence or obedience. The Toenail-Growing Hex. This one cracks me up because it proves Snape wasn't always a walking tragedy. Somewhere between dangerous genius and future double agent, he decided to invent a hex that makes your toenails grow uncontrollably. Is it deadly? No. Is it hilarious? Absolutely. Is it something a bullied Slytherin teenager might invent? Yeah, actually, it's petty magic, but tactical too. It distracts, embarrasses, and disarms. It shows that Snape didn't think in one direction. He cataloged everything, from battlefield disruption to schoolyard chaos. A complete toolkit, even at 15. Muffliato. Now here's where Snape's brain gets genuinely impressive. Muffliato fills other people's ears with a weird buzzing, so they can't overhear your conversations. And look, this is not a flashy spell. It's not something you brag about. But for someone like Snape, someone who lived in secrets, worked in shadows, and survived by staying unnoticed, this is borderline essential. Every spy, every marauder, every prefect trying to gossip without getting caught, Muffliato is the unsung hero. It's one of the smartest, most quietly dangerous spells Snape ever came up with. Levicorpus is where things get fun. This is the infamous dangling by your ankle jinx that hoists victims upside down like a bat with bad luck. It's humiliating. It's chaotic. And as we know from the memories, it spread through Hogwarts like wildfire. Harry experiences it in the Pensieve. James Potter used it as his signature prank weapon. Students practically turned it into a school sport. And the fact that Snape invented something this versatile tells us a lot about him. He had a talent for designing spells that could be used as jokes or weapons, depending on the hands holding the wand. Liberacorpus the Counterspell, and this is where Snape's brilliance really shows. Inventing a spell is one thing. Inventing its counterspell, that's the work of someone who thinks like a strategist. This wasn't a kid messing around. This was someone who understood that magic creates vulnerabilities, and you need to understand both sides to control the outcome. Levicorpus and Liberacorpus together feel like a pair of tools designed by someone who expects chaos and plans for the cleanup. Vulnera Sanentur. Now we shift from mischief to mastery. Vulnera Sanentur, the healing incantation for deep, lethal wounds. We see Snape use it in the 6th book, that almost musical, rhythmic chant as he desperately tries to save Draco on the bathroom floor. It's delicate, advanced, and extremely difficult. This spell knits torn flesh, seals gashes, and slows bleeding with almost surgical precision. If Snape had only created healing magic, he'd be famous for it. But the tragic twist is, this spell only exists because of what he invented next. Sectumsempra, 4 enemies. Here we are, the curse that changed everything. Sectumsempra is Snape's darkest work, a slashing curse that tears through flesh as if controlled by invisible knives. The first time Harry casts it, he thinks he's using a harmless trick. And then Draco collapses, bleeding, terrified, nearly dying. And here's the part the books make unmistakably clear. Snape didn't create Sectumsempra by accident. He engineered it. It is efficient, merciless, and horrifyingly effective. Not chaotic like a school prank, but cold, controlled violence. And that inscription, "For enemies," is haunting. A teenage boy wrote that in a textbook, while everyone else worried about OWLS. Why Sectumsempra and Vulnera Sanentur matter together. This is where Snape becomes genuinely terrifying and genuinely tragic. The same magical mind created both the wound and the cure, both the blade and the stitching thread. It's like watching someone invent a weapon and then invent the only first aid strong enough to fight it. That level of magical engineering is rare, almost unheard of. It tells us Snape wasn't experimenting for fun. He was experimenting for control, over harm, over consequences, over himself. The ethical reality, straight from the books. The story doesn't glamorize Snape's inventing phase. It doesn't turn him into a misunderstood genius or a villainous prodigy. It shows the consequences. A curse nearly kills a boy. A student casts a spell he doesn't understand. A man carries guilt he can't fully voice. The books make it plain. Snape's inventions were tools, and tools don't reveal their cruelty until someone uses them wrong. Snape's old potions book isn't just a notebook. It's an X-ray of a teenage mind that saw magic as something to dissect, refine, and weaponize when necessary. These 7 spells are fingerprints, proof of a boy who thought like a tactician, a surgeon, a survivor, long before he became the man standing in Dumbledore's office with a life full of contradictions. No fan theories, no embellishment, just the cold, brilliant, dangerous magic he left behind.